All right, so to start, we're going to start by drawing our front view of this object. Our front view, we're going to make it down here in this bottom left corner, as I mentioned before. We're going to be on our layout layer. So switch to your layout layer if you're not there. And you're going to go L for line. Again, I'm going to start it right about there. This object is going to be 3.5 inches wide. So I'm going to go over 3.5. It's going to be 1.5 tall. And then we'll finish out the other two lines of it. You can either track across like so, as you all know how to do, or you can just go back over 3.5. So again, there's that first part of it, 3.5 by 1.5. Once you have it drawn, select it and put that on your object layer, and you have that part done. Okay, from here, much as what I just demonstrated a moment ago with the actual block, straight above this, we're going to put our other view in. Now, just like a lot of times in math class, your math teacher says, show your work because you're not going to get a grade if you don't show your work. Same thing here. I want to see your work. So with that, you could use tracking. And you could track above and put in all these lines up here. But I don't want you to use tracking. I want you to use some layout lines. So I'm going to put a layout line from this corner straight up. And I'm going to go outside my border here. The reason for that is I want to be able to see this later after you grade, or after you get done and I grade it. So I'm going to put two layout lines just like that. From there, I'm going to do one more step and then I'm going to pause the video. From there, I'm going to put a layout line across, just out in a random place. Doesn't matter where it is up and down, right about there. And we'll pause there for a second. But now we need to determine the height of your top view. And there we just need to know. The height of this is 2.5 inches. So we're going to use offset and set it to 2.5. And we're going to offset that top line 2.5 inches. From there, below 2.5, go ahead and trim out as I do here. So just watch on the screen for a second. Trim, trim. Whoops, I missed that last trimming. Trim and trim. Leaving those two layout lines up there. I want to see that when I grade it. And then once it's all trimmed, put that on the layout layer. Or sorry, the object layer. So from there, what we're going to do is we're going to take a layout line from the front view straight across from my right side view off that bottom corner there. One from the top of the front view across to there. And then next, we're going to bring out across one more from the bottom of the top view right to there. So we're going to get those three layout lines in there. From there, now we're going to start our right side view. Just as we did up here, the position where I started the top view really didn't matter. Same thing here. I'm just going to come over here a little ways to about here and draw a line straight up, again going outside of my title block and border about to there. All right, so now with knowing this, so we know here this is the line that represents the left side of my right side view. This line is the view that represents the bottom of my top view. At this position where those two lines intersect, we're going to put in a 45-degree angle line. So I don't know what your polar is set to. You might want to double check your polar. Mine's set where I had it set the other day to a 10-degree increment. I'm going to change this to a 45-degree increment there on my polar. Now I'm going to go line, connect it to that intersection, and lock it in there at a 45-degree angle coming up out of my title block and border a little ways like so. So here now is how you transfer the width from your top view, the height of your top view, and transfer it over to your right side view. You're going to bring a line from your top corner of the top view, straight over using tracking and O-snap. I came over to the intersection right there where it intersects with that 45-degree angle line, and then you're going to transfer it straight down to right there. Once it's transferred down to there, you're going to go ahead and trim up this right side, leaving all your layout on there, trim it up like so, and then change that right side to the object layer. Make sure leave all your layout. If I get it turned in and it looks like this, great, you did the drawing perfectly right, but you didn't show your work. So you get to redo it by following the video and redoing it by following the directions. So don't do it like that. Make sure it looks like this when you're finished. All right, so from here, much like you did the other day when you finished your title block, or today when you finished your title block, we had some text that we centered up inside of the square that represents your title block. Notice these are squares or rectangles here. I want you to use the exact same steps, putting a line diagonally across that block, and then centering text left and right and up and down in the middle of this thing. I can't remember, however you did that the other day, like this, and put in this one front, top, and right side. I'm going to let you do that on your own, and then I'll come back to the video and show you how to do that, or come back to the screen and show you how to do that. But I'm going to see if you remember how to do that on your own. And what I didn't just mention is your text, make your text 0.125 tall, or 1/8 of an inch tall. All right, now carry on and get that to happen. Okay, so if you need to know how to do this, here it is. I already put the text there. That's what it should say, is top, front, and right side. If you need to know how to do that, let me show you. So I'm going to get rid of my text there. First thing you do is you're going to start with the text command, and it's dtext for single line text. You're going to go dt for dtext. We're going to go J for justify. To center it up left and right and up and down, it is middle justify. So we're going to use middle justify. My middle point's going to be the midpoint of that line right out there. Height, I said before, is 0.125. Rotation angle is 0. Sometimes when you're new at this, you go out here and you just randomly click for the height of the text, or you don't know what you're clicking for. It's asking for rotation angle. So sometimes your text will get there at a different angle. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure your rotation angle is 0. So there is 0, so we're going to hit enter there. And then you're going to write your text. I'm going to write right side over here, and enter, enter. Great. Now you could go through all of those steps again of DT and J for justify and middle and all those good steps. Or I think it's a lot easier once you have one done, is to copy that text from the midpoint there to the midpoint there to the midpoint there. Much faster than you double click on the text and you change this one to say front. You double click on this one and you change it to say top if you delete out a few things to say top. And there we are, time. Save it there, and we'll pick up there next time. Okay, so next, from here, we want to get all this text now on the correct layer. To get this text on the correct layer, a few ways of doing that. One, you can just select it here, select your pieces of text, come up above, and change that to the title block layer is where we want that to be. So there is one way of doing it. Bam, it's done. Or you can... Remember how we did this the other day using our change property box. You can come out here, you can select all those things with your change property box, and instead of the all objects, you could come over here and pick the 3 pieces of text, and in this list, change this to the layer, and change this to the title block layer there. And that's great. It got my text changed to the right layer. Looks good. So now the next thing, though, that I started looking at on this drawing is, you look at this text, and that text is just really pretty darn small. It's going to be hard once you upload the snipping of that for me to actually even see that you put the correct text there. So what I do want you to do next is, I want to change the size of that text. Instead of a 0.125 tall, 1/8 of an inch, I wanted a 1/4 of an inch tall, 0.25. So using your skills and your change property box, you should be able to change that to the correct size. I'd like to say I'm going to pause here for you to do that on your own, but, you know, honestly, I just need to kind of show you. So if you know how to do that, I guess, do it. I'll do a little, like, what is that? Jeopardy theme. Do, 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 do. Anyway, I can't do that. Anyway, do, 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 do. See, CAD 3 is helping us out here, too. So now that we've taken a little bit of time, to do that, again, you can just select your 3 pieces of text, or you can select multiple things there and pick it here. You're going to go down to this list. Notice under the text, you see the height. Change that height to 0.25 and enter. And there we do have some beautiful text that is the right height now. From there, you do need to save this drawing. Save this as block in your practice folder. We are going to do 3 other parts to this drawing, but those will be in a separate video. So, carry on. Good luck. Have fun. Merry Christmas. All that good stuff.